today I have decided to have a one-on-one with the men. Seriously, guys, you can't blame all your problem on low libido. And many times when I realize a man saying they have low libido, usually they're talking about nguvu za kiume. So is nguvu za kiume and low libido, is nguvu za kiume and libido the same? No, it's not. I know we're even using different languages, but it's not. Nguvu za kiume is more of stamina. Low libido is your sex drive, your desire to have sex. You see, these are two different things. So you can't blame all your male issues on low libido. I've had people saying, oh, I can't go more than 2 rounds in a night. I have low libido. My Mr. Victor is small. I have low libido. I have premature ejaculation. I have low libido. It's not the same. So today, let's just find solution for all these other problems which have got nothing to do with low libido. My name is Getrude Mungai, and welcome to Marriage is a Scam with a Cherry on Top. Did you know that this episode, there's a new episode which airs every Friday, 10 o'clock sharp? Did you know that? If you didn't, well, here you go. Now I've told you, and guess what? I want to hear from you. Please drop me a message or just interact with the people who are watching this show, so I get to know exactly what you want me to talk about, because otherwise I'll just be telling you about low libido, premature ejaculation, and of course the thing you don't want women discussing, masturbation. But these things are real. So, good people, how do you know your libido, you don't have a healthy libido? Because when it comes to libido, you either have a very high libido, a very low libido, or a healthy libido. How do you know? I'm going to help you today. I'll give you a test, just or checklist. Just see how many ticks you put in these boxes. Number 1, do you have regular sex thoughts or feelings? Do you think about sex? Do you feel like you want to have sex regularly? I'm not saying once a month for the women. Neither am I saying once after, Valentine to Valentine, and definitely I'm not saying every single time your mind is occupied with that sexual feeling. Number 2, do you feel turned on easily? Are you easily turned on? Ama mtu lazima wakishe jiko, aeke baka, apepe. Okay, that's for women. But for you as a guy, if you don't get aroused more often, okay, those are some of the questions you should ask yourself. Are you sexual confident? Are you confident when it comes to your skills, or whatever it is that attracts the opposite sex? Are you confident? And then the other thing is, are you a sexual positive, or do you have positive thoughts about sex? And I'm not just talking about the sexual act itself. When somebody compliments you or tell you that you look so sexy, does it offend you? And when somebody tells you you look so, all those other body parts which are associated with sex, like your dashboard, your supporting documents, or for men, your muscles, broad shoulders, does it make you uncomfortable? Okay, those are some of the things you should check. Do you have a sex positive attitude? Now, this is the thing. If you have ticked 3, at least minimum 3 of those boxes, then you have a healthy sex, you have a healthy libido. If you ticked all the boxes, you have a high libido. If you ticked none of them, then your libido is very, very low. But you're not doomed. You can actually work towards achieving a healthy sex libido. And then it will also depend on your partner. Many times I've spoken here about mismatched couples, where the man has a higher sex drive than the woman, or the woman has a higher sex drive than the man. So if you can match each other, then you're okay. But if one of you is way off, you can work towards coming and meeting somewhere at the middle. And that's how a relationship is all about. So now that we know about the nguvu za kiume and stamina and all that, let's just go back to our list and see how exactly am I helping you, or I want to give you a solution to all those other things you guys are concerned about. So let's start with a low sperm count. Because sometimes guys say, I have a low sperm count, so my libido is off. It's got nothing to do with your libido, you know. And how do you know you have a low sperm count? Guess what? You can't just check and say, oh, I have a low sperm count. No, you can't do that. This is something which you need to go to the hospital or clinic or see a medic for them to perform certain tests. You can't just look or even measure or feel like, how was my sex yesterday? Did I pleasure her? It's got nothing to do with that. Unfortunately, you have to go to a clinic or hospital. You have to conduct some tests. You have to give them sample. How you're going to harvest that sample? A story for another day. But you have to give them sample. They have to take them to the lab, and then they'll let you know whether you have a low sperm count or not, which means it's got nothing to do with your libido. There's so many men who have a low sperm count, but their libido is high up there. And there's so many men who have a low sperm count and they have a normal healthy libido or low. Like I said, it's got nothing to do with your libido. Something else is premature ejaculation, or what people call PE. Again, it's got nothing to do with your libido. Okay? And do you know, and I've said this 1,001 times, many men don't have premature ejaculation. You know? Because if a man can sustain an erection for him to have penetrative sex for 5 minutes, this guy has no premature ejaculation. If you can only include, or maybe where you guys go wrong, is you skip foreplay. Now, women need foreplay. Unless you're trying to be, too hanky-panky, or you're trying to just be spontaneous, and you have a quickie behind his mother's house, or you have a quickie in the office or wherever, and this is a quickie, you don't need foreplay. But regular sex between husband and wife, which happens in their bedroom on regular basis, you need to incorporate foreplay. Now, for women, foreplay has to be 20 minutes, but you don't have to do that every single night. You could go to 5, you could go to 10, but you've got to have some sort of foreplay, because that is what helps women to be able to get excited, to get fully aroused, to attain full vaginal tainting, to enjoy penetrative sex. If you skip that, then 2 minutes of penetrative sex for women will feel like you have PE or premature ejaculation. Try including at least minimum 5 minutes minimum foreplay and see how this is going to change. Okay? Something else, it was multiple rounds. Oh my God. Can men stop that? Okay? Or just ask your partner. Guys, ask your partner. How many rounds would she prefer? Would she prefer 3 rounds in a night or 1 long round? You could be busy doing the wrong thing to the right person, or the right thing to the wrong person. Okay? We have to talk about this. Otherwise, you'll be busy beating yourself up thinking like, oh my goodness, after 1 round, I am done. And that's all she needs, if you can only prolong it. Okay? Because even if you're having penetrative sex and you've taken, you've had 5 minutes, I don't think that's satisfactory to women. I know women are different, but there's some things which are common. We share and we have in common. And I can tell you, majority of the women will rather have 1 long round than 3 short rounds which leave them hanging. Yeah, and sometimes the reason why you do not have multiple rounds maybe in a night is got everything to do with your refractory stage. What is refractory stage? It is the time it takes a man from ejaculating and getting another erection. In between, yeah, after you have ejaculated, how long does it take you to get another erection? That is your refractory. Now it differs from one man to another. Age, the older you are, the longer your refractory. State of health, the healthier you are, the shorter your refractory. And then when was the last time you had sex? If you had sex just before you went to bed, when you wake up in the morning for your morning glory, it may take you longer. Yeah, but if you've not had sex in a month, then you don't even lose the erection. You're good to go. You understand what I'm saying? So check on that. Do not blame it on low libido. Okay? So something else which we were blaming it on low libido is small Mr. Victor. Seriously? You're blaming the size on low libido? Yeah, unfortunately, and we've talked about this, unfortunately, there's no surgery whatsoever which can help you get a bigger Mr. Victor. So this is what I would recommend. For men, go on a proper meal plan. I'm not saying diet, a proper meal plan of lean protein, lots of veggies and fruits. Get a nutritionist to help you buff up, because if you buff up, you have a lot more muscles and not fat, and it will give you a little bit, help. And I'm saying that because majority of the men have a pot belly. I know we always say women have pot bellies, and we are good at hiding your spanks and stuff like that. But guys don't seem to be bothered by their pot belly, and that is what is making your Mr. Victor shrink. The bigger the pot belly, the little and bigger thighs if you are a little bit overweight. Kisha with fat, not muscle. It will make your Mr. Victor look like it has shrunk. But if you replace muscles replace the fat with muscles, then you will be okay. Yeah? I'm not saying you will add weight, but it will not be swallowed up by the weight. That is one of the biggest solutions I can give you, because you can't have any operation. And you reach a certain age in your life where Mr. Victor doesn't grow anymore. You start with what you have. So as long as you don't have a micro penis, you're good to go. Make use of what you have. So the other thing is spongy erections. You can't blame spongy erections on low libido. And sometimes the biggest reason why so many men have spongy erection is masturbation. If you keep pleasuring yourself, once in a while, it will not make a difference. Every other day, and if you do it every day, it borderlines addiction. So masturbation is one of the reasons why so many men have issues with erection. For you to enjoy full lovemaking, you need to have a good erection, and not just a good erection, a rock hard erection. Again, it's got nothing to do with your libido. Many people, although if you masturbate excessively, it will mess up with your libido. That is for sure. So I don't know exactly which category you fall under. I really want you to differentiate between nguvu za kiume, stamina, and masturbation. Nguvu za kiume, stamina, and libido. I hope I've made that clear. So, my name is Getrude Mungai. I'm a lifestyle designer on sex and relationships, and you have been watching Marriage is a Scam with a cherry on top. Did I say this show airs every Friday at 10 o'clock at 10 a.m., 10 in the morning? Ukiamka tu, when you're in the office, after you've done your 2 good hours of work, please check out. Go to my YouTube channel and watch the new episode. And don't just watch it. Please like, subscribe, and better yet, sambaza it to somebody else you feel like they will benefit from this. Yeah, I'm trying to address all these issues which are not easily addressed, or not so many people are talking about. Here you are. I've talked to you about libido and stamina and what to do to be able to resolve. Because at the end of the day, sex is one of those unique things we enjoy in marriage. And if one of you is sexually starved, then they'll be running around all over the place saying they have been scammed. And you guys start saying, oh, marriage is a scam, marriage is a scam, or sex in marriage is boring. Let's check on this and see how your partner blows your mind. Asanteni sana, and God bless you.